Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. So, some of you probably already know, but about a few days ago, a little boy at a Kansas City Chief game was accused of being racist for wearing blackface and feathers. But he was accused of being racist not by a ultra left, ultra woke, as one editor says in this article I'm about to read from Breitbart News, organization called Deadspin. I never heard of this organization, but when I read you this article, it's just insane. Yeah, but they accused this boy of being racist, and I actually did a video on a similar accusation a few weeks ago about another young boy who was wearing he was accused of wearing blackface. Just completely stupid. Okay, but we're going to get right into this article. We're going to get right into this article because the mainstream media is complicit in all of this type of nonsense. But let's go right into this. This is the mother of the boy attacked by ultra-woke media outlet Deadspin for wearing face paint and an Indian feathered headdress at the Kansas City Chiefs game is speaking out against accusations that her boy is a racist who disrespected blacks and Native Americans. And she is noting that he actually has a Native American heritage in his family. So there you go right there. That right there ought to be a X by this ridiculous media outlet, okay? Shannon Armonte, hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Hope I'm not butchering the name. I'm not good with names. Mother of 5-year-old Chiefs fan Holden Armonte is outraged over Deadspin's accusations, and rightly so, right? This has nothing to do with the NFL, Armonte wrote in a Monday Facebook post. Also, CBS showed him multiple times. Here's the part that bothers me. Also, CBS showed him multiple times, and this is the photo people chose to blast to create division. He is Native American. Just stop already, she wrote. Unlike many who have some vague feeling that, quote, great-great-grandma was a Cherokee, end quote, Armonte noted that her son could not be a racist against Indians because he has Native blood in his family. There you go right there, right? And then it talks about how the Du Bois grandfather has an official position in a particular tribe in California. He sits on the board of the tribe's name. I can't pronounce the name. I don't want to butcher the name, but it's CHUMASH tribe, the post-millennial discovered. I don't want to be disrespectful to the name. The grandmother is listed as a, quote, business committee member and was first elected to his position, grandfather, to his position in 2016. You cannot be elected to a tribal position unless you have provable Native heritage. So this just goes to show you how the media keeps this kind of stuff going on, the mainstream media, or a leftist, ultra-leftist media. They kind of keep this stuff going. Conservative media are always on the defense. You know what I mean? Because they constantly spin this stuff. But anyway, as Breitbart Sports reported, Deadspin and other members of the left-wing media, here we go, were triggered over the boy's fan garb when he showed up at the Chiefs-Raiders game in Las Vegas last Sunday wearing a Travis Kelce jersey, a feathered Indian headdress, and with his face painted in team colors, half red and half black. Now, here's the part that's a trip. But the media consistently showed the boy in a profile photo showing only the left side of his face, which was painted black. And then they accused the boy of showing up at the game in blackface, which is a false accusation. See, oftentimes it's how the media spins things. This is what people don't understand. It's so brainwashed that watch the mainstream media. I'm not going to give you the details. I'm going to go into my commentary later, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because this is just insane. Deadspin senior writer Phillips blasted both the racist boy and the NFL for allowing him to be an NFL fan. That's what's crazy about it. Here's a little boy. Even if he was racist, obviously it would be taught by his parents or someone an adult supervisor. You're not born racist. You're taught that. So even if he was racist, why would you be blasting, according to what this article was saying, blasting a little boy, an adult? getting probably paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or a week, knowing how these people get paid. Just nasty, man. Just nasty. Anyway, Phillips accused the boy of, quote, doubling up on the racism, end quote, by wearing, quote, blackface and an Indian headdress. It takes a lot of disrespect. It takes a lot of disrespect. Two groups of people at once. What? That don't even sound right. Phillips added in his November 27th screed. This is what happens when you ban books. Stand against critical race theory. Critical race theory is a Marxist concept that comes from critical theory that goes all the way back to the 1970s, you dumbo. And try to erase centuries of hate, he railed. Nobody's trying to erase centuries of hate. We're trying to erase initiating division between the races. That's what he doesn't know. He's an idiot. He doesn't even understand what critical race theory is all about. You give future generations the ammunition they need to evolve and recreate racism better than before. Duh, it's your group that's doing that. Critical race theory is designed to do just that. I'm not finna go into the details of it, man. This guy's an idiot. He's an idiot. The NFL needs to speak out against the Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface native headdress, the headline of his article blares. Oh, my God. Phillips blasted the league for, quote, not, quote, outlawing the Kansas City Chiefs tomahawk chop chant. If the NFL had outlawed the chop at Chiefs games and been more aggressive in changing the team's name, then we wouldn't be here, he wrote. While it isn't the league's responsibility to stop racism and hate from being taught in the home, they are a league that has relentlessly participated in prejudice, he added. Man, these people are so stupid. I'm not going to read the rest of this. Let me see something else in. Let me see what's something else there. Others blasted Deadspin and Phillips for lying about young Holden. He says, let's see here. Here's somebody from, here's one person's TikTok video that says, shame when you trying to ruin a young child's life. Hope he sues you for defamation. Right, a little kid. Here's another one. Hey, when you're done writing this kid a big fat check, could you make up something about me? I'll use a defamation suit to fund my next movie. Right. Despite being fact-checked, though, Phillips doubled down and on Monday replied on X, writing, quote, for the idiots in my mentions who are treating this as some harmless act because the other side of his face was painted red, I could make the argument that it makes it even worse. You all are the ones who hate Mexicans, but wear whatever. I can't pronounce this. I'm not going to go into that, okay? That's the end of the article right there. I don't want to be disrespectful, but that's the end of the article. That type of stuff infuriates me. Here's the bottom line, the way I'm seeing this. I done talked about Marxism infiltrating our country all the way back to the 1930s, and one of their purposes is to keep division going between the races, between the sexes, between groups, period, in order to create a Marxist revolution. Man, this stuff is so plain to me. Okay, first, as I said earlier, how ignorant this guy even is about critical race theory. Like I said, that goes all the way back to the 1970s. Critical theory and critical race theory evolved out of critical theory. Critical theory was and is a concept or an ideology. And I'm paraphrasing it and I'm omitting some things for time. But critical theory is an ideology or a concept or a system, rather, that is designed to deconstruct pre-existing belief systems in order to reinterpret them, build them back up and reinterpret them to fit the Marxist ideology. That's what critical theory is. Critical race theory is a derivative of critical theory. It grew out of critical theory. So now you have queer theory, you have feminist theory, you have all these silly theories, okay, that stemmed out of critical theory, which stemmed from the Frankfurt Marxist school back in the 1920s, Frankfurt, Germany. When the Frankfurt School Marxists migrated here to America in 1933 with the assistance of John Dewey, who was a neo-Marxist. Okay, so, I mean, come on, man. He the one needs to do his homework. He the one needs to do his research. But here's the thing that kills me. Here is a guy, and I say this, here's a guy that's so blinded and so brainwashed that he's hating on a little boy. As I said, even if the boy was racist, okay, even if he was racist, he was taught to be racist. I'm just making a figure here. He would have been taught to be racist. No one is born racist. They're taught that. So if he was taught to be racist by adults and he goes to a game in order to mock the Indians and mock black people and whatever, it clearly he was taught that. Why would you attack a little boy? Why would you defame the character of a little boy? Why would you do that other than being a brainwashed idiot? This is what bothers me about people who get brainwashed with this kind of stuff. And I know it's brainwashing, and people can argue, well, people get brainwashed with conservative viewpoints. But I'm going to be real with you. In my opinion, the conservative viewpoints, a lot of the conservative viewpoints are better and superior. They're moral, and they have moral underpinnings. But people have been brainwashed to believe that the liberal, far left, radical concept is moral. No, it is not. That is called, one researcher called it the new morality. Prior to the 1960s, all the way back in the early 1900s, and I don't have time to go into the detail of that, the old moral belief system, okay, get married, don't have sex outside of marriage, get married. I mean, all these other things, live a good life, live a pure life, that was flipped on its head when the Frankfurt School Marxists infiltrated our country. And it became the new morality. The song back in the 1960s, Love the One You With, okay, that was, regardless of whether or not people thought that song was entertaining and woo, okay, that may be even the case. But in a subtle, underhanded way, okay, the song was saying, whoever you with, just go ahead and lay with them, love the one you with. That was the new morality that has morphed into what it is today. A radical, crazy, sick, demented ideology that is poisoning our schools, poisoning our governments, poisoning our songs, poisoning everything, poisoning religion. It's terrible. And it needs to be exposed. And for this man here, once again, to sit up here and try to destroy the reputation of a little boy is sick and disgusting. And for him to double down, okay, yeah, you double down on your belief system, sir, but that just goes to show you just how dumb you are. Because to double down on something that clearly you was false about. Clearly, the mainstream media showed only one side of this boy's face, according to what the article said. Okay, I didn't see what the mainstream media did. I didn't watch it. Okay, but if this is true, if what this article is saying is true, that the mainstream media, CBS, kept showing one side of his face, which I'm pretty sure it was, then obviously the mainstream media, as they usually are, because they're mostly leftists, is complicit in keeping division going. And people who dumb enough to fall for that will fall for it. Well, this little boy was being racist. Oh my God. It's like, whoa. Where are people going to see what's going on in this country? When are they going to wake up and see that we are being manipulated and this manipulation is coming from the Marxists? When are they going to see that? It isn't conservatives. I'm not saying conservatives are perfect and right. No, they're not. Nobody is. But it is not conservatives. It's the radical left. Now, I'm all for freedom of speech, freedom of expression. When it comes to that, I could be deemed a libertarian because I don't believe in censoring anything, really, to be quite frank with you. Okay? I don't believe in that because once you start censoring one aspect, the government going to start censoring things like people preaching and teaching the gospel on the internet, people telling people about Jesus, people, all these, they're going to start censoring those type of ideas. Okay? So I don't believe in censoring, but what I do believe in is that you shouldn't have sexually explicit books in a child's library in the school. Why you got it there? Man, quit playing games. You shouldn't make it readily available to the children. The argument, well, they get it other ways. That may be true, but as an adult, you don't make it readily, easily available to them. Make it hard where it's harder for them to get. But don't make it readily available. That's a dumb argument. We're adults, man. We need to act like it. But this guy here, he's a big kid from Deadspin, Live Spin, Zombie Spin, whatever dumb name this is. He is totally out of hand. This is totally uncalled for. Okay. And he needs to double down and change is what he needs to do. He needs to double down and change because it's people like him who've been brainwashed with these Marxist ideologies. It's people like that that is actually dividing this country. Call me what you want to call me. I'm taking a stand on what I believe in. People don't like it. You ain't got to watch my videos. You don't have to listen to my commentary. I'm not going to change. I study. I read. That's why you see these books back here. I don't put these books back here just so that you can it can be a background you can look at. I put them back there so to encourage other people who may be watching these videos who may not be familiar with Thomas Sowell's books to maybe check them out. Check them out for yourself. That's what I say, okay? But yeah, this is ridiculous, and it's just ridiculous. But I just want to say something about that because the left is just crazy, man. They're just absolutely crazy. But what do you guys think about this foolishness? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.